Well, first and foremost, I love Chris Evans. I love what they're doing. I agree with you on that. I am super high on this kid. And Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase to me looks like he's going to be a work in progress. I am definitely not writing him off by any means, but he's not what I thought he was. Even without playing the college season last year, look, I'm going to give you a perfect example. We didn't really see much of Waddle. I saw a little bit of Waddle a couple days ago, and he looks a lot better than Chase. He took a year off coming off an ankle injury, and he's looking a lot better than Chase. So I don't want to hear that. You know what I'm saying? It's your job to keep your worth. And you know what? At the end of the day, it's his fault because he's the one that didn't play because he chose to opt out. So whose fault is it? That's where I'm at. He's definitely not getting written off, but I'm telling you right now, all you Higgins owners out there, rest assured you guys are safe. That guy is the number one over there, and it's not even close. But to me, he's just a work in progress. Maybe in the third, fourth week of the season, working with the offense and practice and this and that, we can start seeing some flashes. But he's been having problems separating in practice with his own cornerbacks. That's not something I want to see, or that's not something I want to hear. And to be honest with you, I've even heard that he's leaning on his ex-teammates for tutelage because he's having such a hard time getting, the playbook and doing what he's supposed to do. That's not what you want to hear from a first round draft pick, the first receiver off the board. You don't write him off. But to me, he is a work in progress. And like I said, which makes my hot take even better now, less spicy. But I think Terrace Marshall finishes with more numbers than him. Like it's just are they going to have better careers? Who's going to have the better career? It's too early to tell right now.
Sure. And you bring up Terrace Marshall, and we're still talking on the game, but I actually had someone ask me that question. They're like, well, based on the struggles of Jamar Chase, would he still be your wide receiver one in the rookie drafts? And my answer was, I don't think it's so much Chase dropping, and we're going to talk about Marshall, but it's Terrace Marshall rising, right? And I don't think that you could still say in today you would draft Terrace Marshall right away in a rookie draft, but I would be more willing to trade down if I was at the 103, 104, and Jamar Chase is staring me right in the face. In hindsight, trading back, letting someone else take Chase, getting something extra, and then drafting Terrace Marshall seems like the beautiful move.
Oh, that's a good scenario. For me, this is something else that I really wanted to talk about is Chase's ADP. Jamar Chase's ADP is way too high. He's like right next to Higgins. Higgins has just got 1 year in the league, and he's proven. All I got to say is that that's too high. I would rather pick up Higgins in a heartbeat or do what you just stated because his ADP is way too high and it needs to drop, especially after what I've seen from Terrace Marshall, Rondale Moore, Josh Palmer. Like, these are guys that were drafted in the second round that look a lot better. Waddle was drafted after him, coming off a broken ankle injury, and he was getting end arounds. He was getting passes. So, yeah, like, I don't see Jamar Chase as the number one receiver in this draft class right now. I know it's too early to tell, but
yeah, that's the one thing.
I think it's his diva attitude from college that's catching up to him right now. That's as clear cut as I can get.
Yeah. And that's the one thing, right? Preseason is one of those things where you want to react to it because you always want to be ahead of the game as much as possible. But we always got to try to balance that with not overreacting. So it's a hard thing to do, and it's something that we all learning and growing with because you want to be ahead of the game and you want to see things as quickly as possible, but we also don't want to see things that are not there. So we're not saying Chase is a bum in any way, shape, or form.
Absolutely not.
But we're saying there's some warning flags that you maybe want to be aware of and make moves if you can